How to Become a Mature Masculine. For the past few weeks, I've been reading this book written by two Jungian analysts by the name of Robert Moore and Douglas Gillett. It's called The King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, rediscovering the archetypes of the mature masculine. Now, these two Jungian analysts, they had a specific purpose behind writing this book. It is, in a way, a response to what they considered as this growing epidemic of feminized men, of masculinity being delineated into the toxic section, and this uprise of the feminist diatribe against masculinity and what they consider to be the patriarchal system as inherently evil or bad. This is a brilliant book. I would advise anyone who is watching this video and wants to become more disciplined or to come into his own, into his wholeness as a man, should read this. Now, this book talks about four essential archetypes that constitutes the inner psyche of a man: the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover. Now, coming back to the initial critique, the book presents this idea that what the feminists consider to be patriarchal or toxic masculinity is only one part of masculinity and does not present the whole picture. It inherently provides the psychology of a boy, and that what constitutes as masculinity in the modern age is essentially a boy psychology or boyish psychology, and that the expression of a healthy masculine is so rarefied, so hard to find in today's world, or even in the whole of history, that it became very important to write about these four archetypes and what constituted healthy masculine or a mature masculine. Now, the book talks about a crucial point in the life of a man or a male. It is the point of transformation where the male transforms from the boy, from the inner boy, to a man, where he transits from boy psychology to man psychology, and that most men or males fail to accomplish this transition, this transformation, and that most adults that you see today, the boss who complains too much, who is too strict, too harsh, the corporate executive who is a workaholic and who lashes out at his wife when he comes back to work, the father who drinks too much, are the many aspects of what is named as boy psychology. So, men, even when they have grown up, are still stuck in that part of the psyche which has not matured, which has remained immature, and that this transition from this immature boy psychology to the mature man psychology can only be accomplished through a deep investigation of the inner psyche by going within. See, this is the point. If one wants to become more masculine, it's not something that can be accomplished or occupied or possessed outside of oneself. It's not like a physical object. If you want to become more masculine, you have to go inside. You have to become acquainted with your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. And only once you get acquainted with your inner world that you are able to process what is keeping you inhibited. And that is the trauma, the suppressed emotions, the feelings which have not been processed, the healing that has not been done. It is only through sitting with oneself that one is able to let this hot ball of emotional mess inside to come out and processed appropriately. Now, I want to go deeper into this book, and I want to go chapter by chapter into the discussion. I think this book can help a lot of men, as it has already, I suppose, has done. I don't want to elongate this video too long, as I want this as sort of an introduction to the material. But if you like this, please let me know if I should continue with reading this book chapter by chapter, not word by word, but sort of giving my own inputs and sort of summarizing each chapter and going into this discussion with you guys. So please let me know if you like this kind of stuff. Before I exit, I want to talk about the king archetype. The king is the epitome of mature masculine. The king energy, as it is said in the book, is calm, it's generative, it's helpful, it is beneficent. The king grows out of the divine child that is present in each person. It is when that divine child is catered to, properly nurtured, that it transforms into the king energy. Come to think of it, the human psyche goes through its own cycles of evolution. What was once very rough around the edges, full of volatile emotions, unscrupulous or scrupulous, I don't know, is evolved, is transformed into something that is refined, that is powerful, that is innately peaceful, that is world, that through its own transformation is able to transform the world itself. And that is the king, that is the king energy. And once that is unlocked in a man, he becomes something truly magnificent. When the inner king is unlocked, His presence becomes royal, rarefied, and his presence alone is able to influence others, influence other people. Well, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you some other time.